doing well. I am CJ. CJSMR. And today I have a lot of finger tracing for you. Finger tracing. And this first thing is a board game that I actually really like. I don't know why I'd buy a board game that I don't like, but some people do. Okay. This first game is called Ticket. TICKETTORIDE. Ticket to Ride. And it is a game by Alan R. Moon. It's a game that I've played a lot with my family. And me and Katie just got it for Christmas, so I apologize, guys. Katie and I got it for Christmas. I'll try not to do that again, I'm sorry. We've been super into board games lately and playing, like just spending so many hours on board games, and this is one that we've grown quite fond of. This is actually a game that we played when we were long distance. We bought the version on Steam, and we played a lot together. We got a guy with a blue hat right here. This is just the cover, this isn't the game. I hope that is obvious. Outlined, okay, in a blue hat. We got a woman in a yellow dress and a umbrella. We got a kid in a green jacket with a green top hat and a ticket in his hand. We got Professor Plum right here. And Mrs. Scarlet right here. So, I spent all this time setting up this shot, and then realizing that it's just the intro, and I need to redo everything, because the board is going to be much bigger. But we're going to have a lot of fun today, so I might as well get to it. Okay. This is the entire board. It's a bit, there we go. That looks nice. It's a bit new, so it's not very broken in yet, I will say. A lot of tingly sounds though. Tingly sounds. Okay. really see it, but around the edge is the scoring board. It's all the numbers from 1 into 100. You can get more than 100 points in this game, but 100 is, you don't get much more than that. Sometimes you have amazing games where you can get like 130 points, 145 maybe. But that's rare. That's rare. That's rare. That is rare. That's rare. That's rare. I'm being all fancy today, guys. Got a setup with my Blue Yeti. I'm speaking into my Blue Yeti. And I've got my nice Rode microphones to my left and to my right, picking up the delicate tapping sounds. And I'm really hoping that it sounds good. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this, so I'm hoping that it's nice and tingly, tingly, tingly. Nice and tingly, tingly, tingly. Tingly, 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 tingly. Nice and tingly, tingly, tingly. Okay, so I just got an idea. So this game, if you can't tell or you can't guess, the point of this game is to create a train track from between two cities. I'm grabbing the city cards. There we go. So these are the cards right here that you get in the beginning of the game, and your goal of the game is to try to get a train between the two cities. So for example, this one right here is Toronto to Miami. It's worth 10 points. Now where's Toronto? Where's Toronto? Where's Toronto? Right there, here's Toronto. Toronto's right here. Toronto. And Miami is all the way right here. And you can you see Miami? Yeah, you can barely see Miami. But it's right here. It's Miami. Miami. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play a card and show you a possible route. I'll be tracing that. Okay. So here's what we got. Toronto to Miami. You can do this. That's Toronto to Miami right there. If you wanted to, you could also go down the white path, and then use more white right here. And then you can use whatever you want on these ones. So let's say you use white, and then white up here, and then we'll go up here, we'll go all the way around, and you know what, let's go back again, all the way down to New Orleans, and then straight into Miami. That was a nice whirlwind. But we got there from Toronto to Miami. Now I like that as an idea, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, and if you liked that, I'm going to do that later in the video where I'm going to trace specific routes. But right now I want to look at all the different colors that we have. And I want to see how many of each train thing we have, because I'm always curious if there is a rhyme or reason to the colors. I assume there is. I just want to figure it out. So, first thing, my favorite color is blue. My favorite color is blue. Is blue. So let's find all the blue tracks, okay? Now, are there? Because you get different points for different tracks numbers. So, for for number 1, let's look. Is there any 1s for blue? There are not. There are not any 1s. And I don't think there are any 1s for any other colors. There's right there where these are 1s, but they're any color. Got another one here, another one here. So let's look for number 2s. Do we got any 2s? Do we got any 2s? Any 2s? Any 2s? Any blue 2s? I see one. Do you see one? I see one right here. 2 blue trains right here. Are there any more blues? Are there any more blues for 2? 2 blues, 2 blues. Nope, I just see 2. Now, how many blue routes need 3 trains? Can you find those? How many blue routes need 3 trains? Three trains. How many need 3 trains? That's right. We have one right here. 1, 2, 3. 3 blue trains right here. And we got another one way up here. 1, 2, 3. 3 blue trains right there. 3 blue trains. So we got 1, 2, 3 blue trains. Okay. Now how many have 4? 4. Can you find a 4? Can you find a 4? Can you find a 4? Easy one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Omaha to Chicago. And I used to live in Chicago. We got Omaha to Chicago right here. Okay. Do you have another one? I see another one. I didn't see it at first, but I see it now. Yes, from Helena to Winnipeg. Helena to Winnipeg. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4. Okay. That is a fun one. 4 from Helena to Winnipeg. So that means we got 1, 2. We got 2 4-train blues. Interesting. So we got 1 with the 2s. We have 2 of the 3s. And we also have 2 of the 4s. Now this is where it's interesting. There's only 1 5 blue. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Right here. 5 blues right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blues. And there's only 1 of those. That is worth 10 points. 10 points. Now for 6s. Do we have 6 blues? 6 blues, 6 blues, 6 blues. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? I see it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From Salt Lake City to Portland. Salt Lake City to Portland. That's worth 15 points. 15 points. 15 points. 15 points. Okay. So using the knowledge that we just learned, my question is, are the amount of trains for each color equal? Or are there some colors that are found more often? More often? Is it not even? Are there some colors found more often? Because that would change the game very much. Because it makes certain colors a higher priority and more scarce. So with our blue, we will use that as our control group, as our control group. So next thing is going to be green. Green, we're going to look for green. So first thing we look for is for twos. Now for blue, we only got this. We only got one track that has two blue trains on it. So, two right here. For green, uh-oh, I already see a conundrum, a conundrum, or conundrum. What would be the correct word? I don't know. But I do see there's 1, 2 here from St. Louis to Chicago. From St. Louis to Chicago, St. Louis to Chicago. And right here from Pittsburgh to New York. Pittsburgh to New York. So already we see that it is not even. Just from this fact, it is more valuable to have 2 green cards in your hand than 2 blue cards. That's what we have learned. 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 It is more valuable to have 2 green cards in your hand than 2 blue, because there are twice as many options to place those 2 green. Here, here. Versus if you have 2 blue, you can only go if you're going from Kansas City to St. Louis. Which, I might add, is interesting. To detour from the game real quick. I always thought it was funny that in Missouri, where I have lived the majority of my life, the 2 biggest cities are split down the middle into other states. So Kansas City is in Missouri, but it's also in Kansas. Same with St. Louis, it is in Missouri, but it's also in Illinois. So it's very interesting. And I always like to joke that Missouri truly only has one full city to be proud of. And that's the mix of Kansas City and St. Louis, because they're kind of half cities. But I joke. I kid. Okay, let's continue. So we learned that it's more valuable to have green in your hand than blue if you only have 2. And now we also know that white is the same, because white shares them with green as well, but from St. Louis to Chicago and from Pittsburgh to New York. To New York. I apologize, not Newark. Newark is an actual place. New York. 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 Okay. So let's see how different it truly is. So, for blue we had 2 things for 3 trains. Now for green, let's look for them. Where do you see them? Where do you see them? How many are there? How many are there? Okay, so now this is interesting. Now there's only 1, 2, 3. There's only 1 train that uses green, and that's from Little Rock to New Orleans, and he uses 1, 2, 3 green trains. So now it means that when you have 3 in your hand, you'd rather have 3 blue than 3 green. Right here. Because there are 2 blue and only 1 green. They use 3 trains. They use 3 trains. I wonder if that's a common trade-off, but then the rest will be the same. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Uh-oh. Wow, I'm finding a lot of anomalies, because now we're looking for 4. Now we're looking for 4. Now we're looking for 4. And I only see 1. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Denver to Helena, and Helena to Denver. 4 green trains. Do I need to tell you what this means? We have 2 blue, 4 green. So, I'm actually quite surprised. This is quite different. This is quite different than I thought it would be. I assumed that the game makers made him completely even, and that it matters more about placement than it does the color you have, but there's actual strategy put in here. For example, it's obvious that if you have New Orleans to Pittsburgh, you need a lot of green, okay? Because that's one way you can do it. But if you also have El Paso to Portland, now it's hard because you think, okay, you can go for pink or green on this one. Pink or green, but realistically, you should go for pink, you should not go for green. So that means for this one, you should go for yellow, because then you won't have too much pink. There's actually a lot more things I'd think of. And the reason I say that is because more people will have little spurts of green, possibly. Maybe I'm thinking too much into this, but less people will have long greens. Because they're, oh, whoa. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. I didn't realize this. This is kind of cool to me. I love nerding out about this stuff. It's like strategy. So, there are 2. They're not 1, but there are 2 things with 5 trains. 5 trains are 2. Wow. And there was only 1 for blue. And then there's only 1 6. Okay, so that's the same. I wonder if there's only going to be 1 6 for each of them. I would like to count those real quick. What are all the colors? So we got 1 6 for blue. Green. Actually, we need to do Roy G. Biv. Is there a red 6? Is there a red 6 somewhere? Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From New Orleans to Miami, there's a red 6. Is there only 1? It looks like there's only 1. Okay, orange. Is there a 6 of orange? Yes, it looks like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of orange from Helena to Duluth, and vice versa. And Duluth is actually a little bit more up here, just so you guys know, so you don't get confused. I believe it's above the crest. I used to live in Minnesota, and that's what I believe. I still could be wrong, but I know Chicago is not in Indiana, and Denver is more. Yeah, you know what? It's okay. It's kind of all over the place, but it's no problem. I'm sure it's hard to create a game. Okay. Excuse me, I'm just adjusting a little bit. My leg has fallen asleep right under me. Okay. Here we are. Now we have yellow. And then there's 1 yellow 6, yeah. Okay, from Seattle to Helena. 1 yellow 6, 1 yellow 6. Okay. Roy G. Green. Yep, we know the green 6 right here from El Paso to Houston. We know that one. Green, Roy G. Biv. Blue, we know the blue. We don't have indigo. So we can skip that one. But we do have violet. That's only 5. Here we go. Duluth to Toronto. 6 right here. Duluth to Toronto. There's not another one, right? Yeah. And then we have a 6 white right here. And a 6 black right here. So, this is very interesting. There's only 1 6, so that means that if you have a 6 of any color, you can't go anywhere. You can put it anywhere. So, here's what I'm learning. That if you have green, and there might be other colors like this, like let's find another 2. We know white has 2, so let's see if the same is true for white. We've got 2 green with 2, and that's the same for white. And they're in the same spot. I don't know if that's common, but they're in the same spot. Next thing fives. We only have one green of three. Do we only have one green of white? Or three? Yeah, we only got one three of white from Little Rock to Nashville. So, for green, do we only have one? Green of four? Yes, I believe so. Yes, we do. And for white, do we only have one? Yeah, we do. We only have one, four. Okay. And then this was where the surprise was. We have two. We have not one, but we have two green. Two green fives. And oh my gosh, yep. Do you see them? Do you see them? There are two white fives. Do you see them? Do you see them? Do you see them? We got Phoenix to Denver. And we got San Francisco to Salt Lake City. Very interesting. Okay. This is all very interesting to learn. Okay. So, wow. So that means there must be two modes then. The blue type colors and the green type colors. So let's find the same thing for blue. Blue, we want to find something that has two, only a single of the two. And you know what? It looks like red. I can only find New York to Boston as a red. And yellow maybe as well, but we can do that in a second. Red. Okay. So, in order to be a blue type color, we need to have two threes. We need to have two threes of red. Do we see two threes? Are there two threes on the board? Are there two threes on it? Yes, there are. Do you see them? First one is Salt Lake City to Denver. Salt Lake to Denver. Second one is Duluth to Chicago. Duluth to Chicago. Which this is interesting because when I lived in Chicago, my cousin, well, he now lives in Duluth, but he lives in a place close to Duluth, so I would have taken the red train. If this train existed, I would have taken this train to visit him, and vice versa. That's cool. Ooh, I'm going to tell you where everyone that I love lives real quick. Real quick, it's kind of fun. My family lives in Kansas City, right here. My parents and one of my brothers. I live right here in Wichita. It's right here in the middle of Kansas. My sister lives in Denver. And then another brother lives in, not Duluth, but Minneapolis, right here, right on this orange train, where this orange train is. It's Minneapolis, St. Paul. And that's where my other brother lives. My two best friends and my cousin live in Duluth and Morris. And then, one of my best friends just moved to Phoenix. Just moved like last week to Phoenix, Arizona, so, yeah. And then I also made a lot of friends in Chicago as well. But they live, some live in Wisconsin. Some live in North Carolina. So, that was a fun little tidbit real quick. Okay, let's keep going. So red has two reds, or two of the threes. So to be blue, it needs to have fours as well. Two fours, which I do see at El Paso to Dallas and Denver to Oklahoma City. Is that it, though? That looks like it's it. Okay, so next thing. What am I doing okay, there's only one blue 5. And there's only one red 6, or red 5 as well, and then red 6, so. Okay, so I think I found a pattern, guys, and I think that's right for all of them. So, here's how this works. And I'm going to speak boldly. Which one does white? White, so that means black is probably the other. Okay, so here's my bold prediction. Okay. I'm going to use the cards for this. So, blue. Blue has a side where they only have 1, 2, and 2 3s. And the things that fit in there, I believe, are black, red, and pink. Now, are there only 8 colors? Let's see, because that means the other ones have to fit in the other ones. So, we need green, the green category. So that means orange will fit in green. Put the orange there. Because we need white. Where's white? Come on. White. There's some white. White. Here, we're gonna put these in the center. Sorry if that's annoying everybody. And then what's the last color? What's the last color? Am I literally just missing it? Right, you bet. Red, orange, yellow. Yellow. So, here's the difference and why we did this. Now, it doesn't really matter too much in the game because it's not that deep, but I like to know these things. What this means is these versus these. There's a little different strategy that you can implement if you so choose. For these ones, it is slightly better to either have only 2 or have 5 or more. So this sweet spot for these is if you can have 2 and 5 when you're collecting. Because those are the main ones. You have more options with 2, and you have more options with 5. And then you can have the 3 and the 2 if you have the 5, but that's different math. For this one, it's more beneficial if you have 3 and 4. Which is interesting. Oh, that makes sense. Because there's not any 1s. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and there 6 are all even. So these are better for 2 and 5. These are better for 3 and 4. You're more likely to get lucky if that's how you play your hand is all. It doesn't actually affect it really that much. It's just interesting to know. Okay, I'm glad that we did that one. That is something I've been wanting to do for a while. So I'm glad that you could be here with me during that. Okay, perfect. Just want to shout out a quick hello to Caroline, and let's throw in Jacob and Connor in there. How about that? Caroline, I got the package that you sent me. I don't know if you saw my reply, but I got it, so expect a video soon with it. You guys are gonna love it. It's this beautiful purse that when I got it, I just knew you could get some great ASMR with it, so I just want to throw that in as a little Easter egg. Hopefully she'll see it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I am going to pick a couple cards, and I'll trace a possible train line. And for fun, I'll train one, and then I'll see maybe what the quickest one will be. days. So, first one we got Los Angeles to Chicago, Los Angeles to Chicago, Los Angeles to Chicago. We got Los Angeles to Chicago. So, first let's find where, and we're gonna put this right there. Can you see that? No, you can. No, right under Los Angeles. Perfect. So we got Los Angeles right here. And then we got Chicago up here. And we need to connect them. Now I think if we're using the least amount of trains, I think it would just be like this. We got Los Angeles. We drive down to El Paso. Go up to Oklahoma City. Go to Kansas City. Pit stop in St. Louis. And then straight up to Chicago. That's what I think. I think that's the fastest, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I don't think there's a faster one. Well, maybe. If we go from Los Angeles to Phoenix, go all the way up to Denver, then to Omaha, and then to Chicago. That might be less. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wow. 16 versus 17, that is technically faster. However, which one is worth more points? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, so that's worth 4 points. So we got 4 points. 3, 4, 5. 5 is worth 10. And the score is down here. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can. Shoot. And this is probably way, way too small. I'm just going to set it there for you just in case. It's probably way too small. You know what? We don't need it. There's not a big deal. I'll just tell you the score. So we got 1, 2, 3, which is worth 4 points. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is worth 10 points. So right now we're at 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, which now this is what gets tricky. It's worth 7 points. Okay. It's worth 7 points. So we got 14, 21, and then another 7, 28. Pretty easy, pretty easy. 28 points in 16 trades, 16 cards. Because the point of every game is to be the most efficient, I think, is a good rule of thumb. I think that's kind of the whole deal, right? Whoever's the most efficient usually wins. So, 16 cards, 28 points. Okay, now let's see if this one is better. Because 6s are nice whopping 15 points. So, 6 trains, we use 15. And then we got another 10 here, so we're already at 25, so there's no chance that, well, I don't know, because 2s are only 2 points, so we're at 25, 27, 29, 31. 31 points, 31 points, 31 points, 31 points. So actually, if you wanted to be the most efficient, so we got 31 points for 17 cars, or 28 points for 16 cars. Now, if we want to be really efficient, here's what we can do. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can go from Chicago to Omaha, down to Kansas City, down to Oklahoma City, to El Paso, to Los Angeles. Yeah, I think so, because what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18. Okay. It's 18, but is it worth more points than 17? Wow, I didn't realize this turned into like a math problem. I love math problems, and I love stuff like this. The difference is I'm doing it myself rather than a teacher is like making me do it kind of thing. So let's what was I at? Shoot, 18, and how many points? 15, 25, 27, 28, 28 plus 7, 35. That's gotta be the best. 35 for 18 tracks. Is this 31 for 17, or 28 for 16. Wow. So the most points would be that Los Angeles to El Paso to Oklahoma City to Kansas City to Omaha to Chicago. And you get 16 Whoppers points when you complete it. So optimally, you can get 16 points. Plus, what was that, 38? Oh, shoot. 25, 27, 28, 35, okay. 35 plus 16. What is that math? I can do all the other math. 45 and 51 points. Wow. Need some water. Wow, that's nice. I've been talking way too much. Whispering really is crazy. Okay. Here we go. We got another one. Winnipeg to Little Rock. Winnipeg to Little Rock. Winnipeg to Little Rock. It's worth 11 points, so let's first find where is Little Rock. It's right here. Little Rock, Little Rock, Little Rock. Littleroc. Okay, Little Rock. And we got Winnipeg right here. Winnipeg, Winipeg. Or if you want that in sign language, we got Winnipeg. It's kind of hard to do it reverse. You know what I mean? Winnipeg. Winnipeg to Little Rock is nice. We got Winnipeg to Duluth here, to Omaha, to Kansas City, to St. Louis, to Little Rock. Or alternatively, you could go Winnipeg to Duluth, to Chicago, to St. Louis, to Little Rock. I like that one. That one looks a little bit nicer. Now, I'm not going to do the math thing on all of them, because that would make this video way too long and you would be way too bored to fall asleep. Because if you're bored, you're not getting tingles. You're not getting tingles. If you're bored, so. And ironically, this is a board game, which is actually supposed to be for fun. So what is going on with English? Okay. Yeah. So basically, what am I saying? I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. Oh, I'm not gonna do the math for all of them. I'll probably not do it anymore. I'll just draw. Give you some enjoying finger tracing. Of course, this is a finger tracing video. Yeah. Next one. Got Seattle to Los Angeles. Okay. Now we got Los Angeles right here. Guess we've done it before. We go up to San Francisco, to Portland, to Seattle. Easy. Okay, now let's do two. Okay. Got San Francisco to Atlanta, and Vancouver to Santa Fe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect these. Okay. So let's find all the ones we got. Vancouver up here. Vancouver. Got San Francisco right here. San Francisco. Got Santa Fe right here. Santa Fe. And then we've got Atlanta. Where's right here? Atlanta, Georgia. So what I'm gonna do is we have to hit Vancouver, San Francisco, Atlanta, and Santa Fe. So here's what we're gonna do. Vancouver's right here. Now this one's easy. We got Vancouver. We just do a few short trips down to San Francisco. do is San Francisco to Los Angeles, to Phoenix, to Santa Fe, to Oklahoma City, to Little Rock, to Nashville, to Atlanta. That's what I would do if we're trying to get a straight path. And then to go back, we got Atlanta, Nashville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, Santa Fe, Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Vancouver. And there we got Vancouver, San Francisco, Santa Fe, and Atlanta all together in the same one. All together in the same one. It was amazing. Let's do another one. Ooh, we got lucky. We got Duluth to Houston and Duluth to El Paso. So easy. We got Duluth twice, which is beautiful. And then we just got El Paso and Houston. So this is going to be nice and easy. Now there's two ways you can go about this. Here's what I think. If we want to be efficient here, that's what we got to get, right? So we got Duluth, Omaha, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, El Paso, Houston, Dallas, Oklahoma City. Now you get a nice triangle here. And then you can go up to it. And that's just kind of what I would do if I was an actual train maker kind of person. I'm sure that's what the railroad would actually be, but yeah, one more time. Okay, that's a good one. That's nice and easy. Okay. We got Sault Ste. Marie to Nashville. We got Montreal to Atlanta. So let's find all of them. We got Sault Ste. Marie up here. And we got Nashville right here. And then we got Montreal, which is way up here. Montreal to Atlanta, which is right next to Nashville, thankfully. So, how I would do that then is actually make another circle. Montreal, go. Sault Ste. Marie. It's actually kind of a difficult one. I guess to just kind of, gotta go Montreal, Sault Ste. Marie, Duluth, Chicago, St. Louis, Nashville, Atlanta, Raleigh, North Carolina. What? Wow, yeah, it's awesome. Sorry, I just realized something about Raleigh. Is I actually realized I know someone from Raleigh, North Carolina as well. Oh, and man, I hope it's Raleigh, not Raleigh. I know someone from Caroline. So, you know who you are watching this. Sorry. Got Raleigh to Pittsburgh, New York, Montreal again. So do it one more time. That's nice. Okay, we got some big ones for this one. We got Seattle to New York. Seattle, New York. We got Portland, which is nice, right next to Seattle, which is beautiful. To Nashville again. We got Nashville. Who knows right here? Okay, we got Seattle, Portland, Nashville, and New York. Yeah. So here's what I would do. Seattle to Portland, obviously. Portland to Salt Lake. To Denver, Kansas City, St. Louis, Nashville, Raleigh. Frick, I should have learned before I started this video. Washington, New York. And then, if you wanted to be nice, you could make it a loop to Montreal, Sault Ste., Winnipeg, Calgary, Vancouver, or Calgary, Seattle, honestly. But that's a lot. That's a lot to do. That's a big train. That's a big train. So probably don't want to do that. Okay. Let's do 3. Why not? Let's do 1 of 3 at least. Because in the game, you get 3 at the beginning and you have to keep 2. And then if you complete them, you can pick 3 and you have to keep 1. But yeah. Sorry, my headphones caught my hair for a second. Okay. Got Chicago to Santa Fe. We got New York to Atlanta. Oh, and this is hard. We got Calgary to Phoenix. So that's hard. Okay. Because New York to Santa Fe actually wouldn't be that hard. Or Chicago to Santa Fe. So we got Phoenix, Santa Fe, Nashville. No, Atlanta. What am I saying? Atlanta, Phoenix, Santa Fe, Atlanta. Then we got New York, Chicago, and Calgary. Yeah, Calgary. And I used to live in Calgary, actually. Well, I didn't. I didn't live in Calgary, but I lived a half hour away in a little town called Strathmore. It was only about 12,000 people. It was only it's barely a mile long. Yeah, it was a mile. It was awesome. I loved living there. I lived there from when I was 7 to 10. Oh, that's what I could do. I could show you guys where all I've lived on this map. That would be a lot of fun for me. Okay. Real quick. We need to do this before. Real quick. So, the furthest one, we're going to have to start with Calgary. My hometown. Where it's not my home. But we go to Calgary, we should go to Helena, and then Salt Lake City. And then Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Santa Fe, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, Nashville, Atlanta, Raleigh, Raleigh. Frick, I really wish I knew. I'm sorry, everyone. Washington, New York, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Duluth, Winnipeg, all the way back to Calgary. That's a big circle. Very, very big circle, very big circle. Raleigh, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina. Break. Which one is it? Raleigh, Raleigh. Raleigh, 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 Raleigh. Okay. So now I'm actually going to do some just random tracing of the tracks, and I'll just talk and ramble a little bit as we finish this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Been trying to do a little bit more long form stuff. I usually have a hard time with it because I usually don't have enough time to be alone, or just I don't give myself enough time. But it's a new year. I've got lots of resolutions, so hopefully we can do well this year. Good luck to this year to everyone. So yeah, let's talk about what's been going on with my life. So I did live in Calgary, okay? And this whole Canadian border up here, I'm familiar with. We got the mountains that are kind of like right here. Big thing of mountains right here. But I did live in Calgary, yes, that is true. I was born in Minneapolis. Right here, Minneapolis, right next to Duluth. About 2 hours away, actually. But I lived in Minneapolis. I grew up until I was about 7. And then when I was 7, we moved to Calgary. And we lived in Calgary for 3 years, from 7 to 10. And then we went back to Minnesota for a little bit, actually. Lived there for a year, then came down to Kansas City. Now, Kansas City is where I lived almost all of the rest of my life until recent. I lived there from 6th grade to 12th grade. Or if you're Canadian, you lived there from grade 6 to grade 12. It's just a little different, not a big difference, but they do say it there. They do say grade 12, grade 5, grade 6. They don't say 12th, 5th, 6th. I don't know why. But yeah, lived in Kansas City for 8-ish years. And then I moved to Chicago last year. And really, I just found myself, I just learned all about who I was. I'm being silly, but I kind of did. Because I was going to be a stand-up comedian. I'm the funniest person alive, and I was going to show the world, but I decided, they don't deserve me yet. Not really. The truth is, I moved, and I was very lonely and had a very hard time, and I thought I wanted comedy for my life, which I do. I love comedy, but stand-up is not something that I guess it's just not something that I've decided I will live my life pursuing. I love doing it. It's a super fun hobby. I'm glad that I've done it. And I think I'm pretty good at it, but just the whole atmosphere is not my thing. But so this year I moved to Wichita right here. And this is where my girlfriend and I live. And we are finally not doing long distance for ever. We waited so long. We're finally not doing long distance. And so yeah, we're together right now. But we are gonna move this summer. Can you guess where? To New York. New York City is where we're going. We'll probably live in Jersey, but New York City is where we're headed because my amazing, beautiful, talented girlfriend, Katie, as she's known on the streets, is Broadway bound and is going to be starring in theater and musicals and plays. So we moved to New York so that she can pursue her dreams. And it's pretty nice for me because ASMR and creating content and stuff is really my dreams. So I'll get to pursue my dreams anywhere, which is exciting. So I've got lots of stuff to be excited for. So yeah, we're living in New York. We are gonna be poor as can be, but that's totally fine when you have each other and you have family and love in your life. I don't know. That was a hard thing about me in Chicago. And this is maybe not relaxing, but in Chicago I'm gonna be a little more smooth because I feel like I haven't been. In Chicago, I was very lonely, and it was sad, but it helped me realize what is important because I went to stand-up gig after stand-up gig, night after night. You know what? It was really fun. The days that I would get people to laugh. The days that people would really find where I would just be on and I would just be, killing it in the crowd. I don't know. And my last night of stand-up, actually, that I've done, last night was in May. And it's like the first week of May. And I got paid for it, which was super amazing. I did not expect it, but they gave me, $100 at the end. Said I did a great job. And I kind of came to the conclusion that, because I was specifically hired, they paid for my flight and everything. I was specifically hired to do 30 minutes at a fundraiser. And it was kind of everything I wanted, really. And I kind of just myself, if I am getting paid and I'm getting flown out and, I'm doing 30 minutes of stand-up for this group of people and I did a good job, and I'm still not sure that this is what I want to do. Maybe this is a sign that this isn't for me, and it can be a hobby. Which I just kind of realized in that moment that if I am still unhappy, and all I wanted was for it to be over the whole time, I don't think that stand-up is my calling. And I'm really happy I lived in Chicago and found that experience. And now this year, I finally am very, very happy. I get to be with a woman I love so much, and I get to be closer to family, and I get to create content for you guys. And I think that I am content. Of course, it'd be a dream to live off of creating content for you guys. That would be quite an amazing dream, but as I'm sitting here right now, just putting my finger against cardboard and tracing, I'm happy that I know that there's, even if it's just 100 people, are watching this, and they're relaxed by it, and it can maybe brighten their day a little bit. That makes me really happy. So thank you guys for your support and everything. I'm going to do one more where I'm going to try to hit every single train track in every city. And every time a city, I'm going to do a tongue click. So this is the grand finale. Thank you for watching this video. If you watched all the way through, I give you props. That is quite the dedication there. Oh man. Alright, did that one. absolutely certain I hit every track. But, we'll see. Maybe I'll see in the footage that I'm completely wrong. Well, I'm actually very surprised, guys. I didn't think this one trigger was gonna be an hour. I had some other things I was gonna trace, but this just really took over. So, if you guys actually liked this video and enjoyed the content, then I have another video for you if you want it. I was gonna do Settlers of Catan, a couple other games. So if you like the tracing, just let me know. I also thought that I could maybe do something where like I am isolating the rules of a game and maybe playing or something. I don't know if you guys would enjoy that.